everyone, I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And it's time once again
to recommend things.
Dramatically.
Dramatically. Today, I am recommending...
Yes?
A video game!
Whoa!
Indeed.
So,
Indeed.
A video game.
I'm recommending, I know it's not a good video game. I'm fully aware of that. Please don't jump on there like, you're crazy, that's not a good video game. I know it's not. It's just fun, okay?
Why are you recommending it?
Because it's fun.
Is it like an amazing box?
The box is...
pretty standard.
The box, I think, is pretty nice. It's all shiny. It glistens in the light.
Okay, so why are you recommending something you say is not that good?
First of all, there's not many Conan-based video games. I mean, I know there's one that came out for the NES. There's this. And that's really about it.
So the bar is kind of low.
The bar is kind of
okay.
low. In fact, the gameplay in this thing is quite a lot like God of War. And I know there's a lot of people out there that jump on the rip-offs of God of War and say something to them like, why are you making this game? Well, what's it matter? You know,
that was also before there were like 12 God of War games. So
yeah, and you know that's one of the problems with like God of War and Grand Theft Auto. Things started using that engine and that format, and then people suddenly started getting upset and saying, "Well, you're just ripping off a game that already exists. Why should I buy yours?" Well, because it's a different story, it's a different idea, it's a different character.
And it's a pretty simple, standard kind of gameplay, right?
Yeah, it's a different kind of weapon system. I mean. In God of War, basically you get your main weapon, and occasionally you get another weapon. In this thing, you can pick up several weapons. So basically, you play Conan. Durr. So you're playing Conan, and here's the cool things about the game. You can pick up several different weapons. I like to get dual-wielding axes. You can pick up double-handed weapons. You can pick up a shield and a single weapon, or you can just walk around with a single weapon. You get different forms of magic, which defies the Conan idea because he hates magic, which they do talk about in the game. But part of the problem is he uses the magic because it's imbued on his armor. They've constructed this very video game plot line where it's in stages, and he has to get each piece of armor back. And when he does, he can use the powers for some reason. I want to say that I think that the game's a lot of fun. I think the fighting's a lot of fun. The last level is super annoying. But the cool thing about the last level is that if you happen to not be one of those guys that can get through the hard mode of Devil May Cry, every time you die in the hard mode or in the last level, it'll bring you back with just a little bit more energy and a little bit more magic. Like, well, obviously he's not surviving with a fraction of his life left, so let's give him a little more. So that's how I got through it. Try again, you eventually win. Because you'll figure out the pattern. It's the reason that the last level is annoying is because it's not... Well, I guess I'm doing a recommend, not a review. But the last level is annoying. It's not clever, and that's the problem. It's repetitive. And but what makes the gameplay fun is you actually play Conan, and you get to do these different weapons and these different combos, and you can get a whole bunch of different combos and learn to do a whole bunch of different moves, and it just... When this game came out, I thought it was so fun and funny that I really enjoyed it. Now, here's the thing that's going to make you cringe immediately as you put this into your system. They didn't consider that maybe good voice acting was something that they should look into. So I want you to know that the voice acting is god-awful, but just so you know, the voice acting may be bad, but the script is atrocious. So there are things in here that make you go, oh. So
is that mostly the thing that people complain about?
I think that's largely what it is. One, okay. I think that the gameplay gets a little repetitive at times, and the voice acting and the script are god-awful. They are truly, truly bad, and it saddens me to say that, because Ron Perlman voices Conan.
Oh, weird. And it's bad?
It's awful.
Well, how does that work?
What's strange is that, well, first of all, they're mostly, if not all, American in here, and I don't know, things that take place in the Conan world, I just don't expect an American accent, so first of all, that kind of turns me off.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the reasons I didn't like the new Conan movie as much as, I think they had things to work with the new Conan movie, but then they screwed it up with all these aesthetic things. What else? The script is so awful. Like, for example, you will save women that are chained up, these slave girls. You can free them from the people that are, imprisoning them, I guess. And when you tear it out, they'll say, tear the chains off the wall and let them free, they'll say something to you. Usually it's like, oh, thank you, or something obvious. But there's one that my fiance from another room...
Or thank you, Mario, but our princess is in the castle.
Thank you, but I'm not the one you're looking for. That's right, you're a wench. But, well, it's the Conan universe, they're all wenches.
Oh, you toadstool wench.
I like it. But my fiance from another room went, "Oh my God," when she heard what I'm about to tell you, because it's so random. The saved woman will bend over, pull her arms up her legs and say, "Crush me with your love." It's
you know,
really
I think
bizarre.
I'd like to write that as a horror short story. The fiancé from another room!
Oh my God. Really? Yes, really. It is mature, so there is just a little bit of nudity in this. There's lots of blood, lots of violence. So those of you who are under 17, you can't actually buy this unless you get somebody to buy it for you. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying a parent or guardian should be aware of that.
Yeah, you sound like you're saying people should buy it anyway. But that's an excellent recommend, Vince.
But, yeah, my recommend is that you be fully aware of what you're getting into. The reason why I like to press things on people that are kind of, when something's not that great but still fun, I'm like, don't go in expecting Arkham City, you know? We are yet to see the true Arkham City Spider-Man game. And when I say that, I mean, like, the big opus to what Batman is Arkham City.
Absolutely, yeah. Where you have the game where you have a hard time imagining it being topped. I have a hard time imagining ever seeing the Batman game that I like better than Arkham City.
Yeah,
exactly. But Spider-Man, I've played good games, but it can be topped. You know, absolutely.
Exactly. And Conan's in the same vein. I mean, there are characters, for me, I really want an amazing Conan game. This is not it, but this will do for now.
Have you, yeah, that's a great way to put it. Have you played Dante's Inferno?
No, I heard similar things, that it was a rip-off of
yeah,
that.
But a decent one. I mean, like, I enjoyed it.
I heard a lot of the same things that I heard about this game. Actually.
Yeah,
except for the terrible script.
I just thought you ought to play that because it's probably a smidge better than that, just because it also has decent voice acting and the script's not the worst thing I've ever seen. So
yeah, I'll just find things forgivable so that I can play Conan, because how often do you get to play Conan? Not very often.
How long do you get to play Dante's Inferno?
That's almost never, as it turns out.
Except for that one time. Well, hey Vince, today I'm going to recommend Brak and Zorak.
Just check them out. They're cool.
Yes, indeed, Brak and Zorak. So I was, of course, a big fan of Cartoon Planet and, to a degree, Space Ghost Coast to Coast back in the late '90s. Although I always liked Cartoon Planet just a little bit more. I know, most people don't, but I love Brak. That's the thing. Is I was just such a big Brak fan.
He does.
And
so
the Brak songs are awesome. Yeah, my wife does a perfect Brak impression. No joke.
It's really pretty good.
I would prove it, except she's not here.
You should hear her Patrick Warburton.
But what's funny is I actually bought... she actually does really good Patrick Warburton, too. But yeah, I actually bought these for Sarah for Christmas a few years ago. And that's what's so funny, is that as big of a Brak and Zorak fan as I am, she was enough of one for me to buy these for her instead of myself. And loved them. I was really happy with them.
Isn't it awesome how that works out?
Yeah, it kind of is. These were put out in 2003, so pretty late, really, yeah, all things considered, and has the Space Ghost Coast to Coast logo on the bottom. The show was finished by that point, as far as I'm aware. I think by that point we were already up to Adult Swim with the Brak Show, I want to say. Unless that was like... No, Brak Show was 2002. So yeah, we were definitely past Coast to Coast at that point. So yeah, they were still licensing things apparently. This has a Cartoon Network logo on the bottom. It says Cartoon Network Collection. I'm not sure. I think this is direct from the Cartoon Network studio. I don't think that they even went to another company for this. And they only made 2,500 of these. So I'm recommending something that there aren't very many of, and you might not be able to get your hands on. But anyway, yeah. So
this is a more you will so want this that is recommended.
Absolutely. This one was number 406 of 2,500, but the Zorak I got 59, so that's pretty good. Woo! Yeah. So
I'm a little jealous of your Zorak. I never much cared for Brak.
Isn't he cool though? I always just liked how he puts his hands.
Yeah. Well, he's cool. He's a praying mantis, you know. He's got to wash his hands. He's an EMT or an RN or whatever.
But these are beautifully sculpted, beautifully painted. This is a great paint job.
It is.
And I really like statues. Don't have a whole lot of them. Vince and I are always both saying that. We're like, we love statues. We don't have enough statues.
I like statues more than figures, personally.
So do I. It's just more expensive, and so you buy more figures. Maybe if we were smart and we used some of that money to just save up for a few statues instead of buying 1,000 action figures, that would probably make us more, you know, intelligent. Yeah.
Classier.
I am building my Batman basement in my new house, and we're actually at my apartment right now, and I recommend my wall of weapons. But we're actually at my current apartment right now. I'm moving in just about 3 weeks, and I'm building a Batman basement. I've been telling people about it, and I'm actually hoping in a few months after that, maybe a year, to put in a kind of a sizable Batman statue down there. That's my hope.
I'm guessing your big Batman standees going in your basement.
Yes. Yeah, the Arkham City one? Yes.
Boy.
Well, anyway, thanks everybody for watching us recommend things. This is what I recommend today, if you didn't get a really good look at it. And we'll see you again next week when we'll recommend something else. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Jason.